Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Battletech Let's Play. So today we're going to dive back into the main storyline after our brief reprieve last time around. However, before we do that, I wanted to catch you guys up on our mechs once more. Nothing huge has changed, we're still running the same 6, although the Blackjack is still currently being refit, so we're not going to be able to use that one for this mission. However, we still have the Orion, as big and slow as it is. I've refit it a little bit, so there's an extra medium laser on there. I've gotten rid of all of the SRMs. I just felt that they weren't really conducive to the combat style we were trying to go for with this mech. So in place of them, I added some heat sinks to help us dissipate heat. And I don't recall if there was anything else. But it should be able to fire more consistently without worrying about overheating so much now. The Vindicator, I think, is mostly unchanged. It's actually entirely unchanged. The Shadowhawk has changed slightly. In place of the medium and small lasers on the right arm, we have a medium laser plus, which adds an additional 5 damage. So it's actually a pretty hefty bonus for a weapon that's base damage was 30. That's a good chunk of additional damage there. And then the small laser plus, which is not only going to give it plus 5 damage, effectively turning it into a medium laser, except for the range. It's also going to do, or have an additional 25% chance to crit. And these cost me a nice little sum, but I think they'll be worth it. And then our AC5 is now an AC5++. Actually, that might be... Yeah, she already had that. You guys have seen this. The 2 accuracy plus the stability damage. However, on the Centurion, we now have an AC5+, which is going to do an additional 5 damage, so an extra 10% effectively. And I got rid of... What did I get rid of? I think I got rid of some medium lasers in favor of an SRM4 in conjunction with an SRM6. So we already had the SRM6, but I think this one might be new to you guys. This does 2 extra damage per hit and 1 extra stability damage per hit. And it's going to fire 6 of those, and then another 4 without the bonuses. So we'll get 10 SRM shots, and to help keep up with that, I added an extra ammo rack as well. So we've got 200 rounds of short-range missiles to unload on people. This mech is going to be more geared toward close combat, and I felt that the medium lasers were kind of slowing us down in that regard. So this should help us pack more punch when we get up close. And I'm going to start being a lot more aggressive with this mech. I feel like one of the reasons we had such a hard time with the last story mission is because we were fighting medium and long range combatants at their preferred ranges. And part of that was because our big mechs has already taken a lot of damage. But I would like to be more aggressive with them in the future. And so this thing is going to basically run up and punch people in the face. That's going to be its main goal. And so I'm trying to give it a loadout to better suit that. Anyways, with all that said, I guess I'll give you a quick peek at the current ship upgrades that we have. I don't think much has changed since the last episode. However, I did start construction on the first repair and refit upgrade, which is automation. It cost me, I think it was 60,000, maybe 90,000. I don't remember, but that's how much it's going to add per month. But this gives me additional tech points, so all of our future refits and repairs should happen a little bit more quickly. Alright, so with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at our contracts. There's only one available here. I'm already in the location for this story mission, and so we're going to be liberating Panzyr. So proceed to Panzyr, where you will assist the Restoration Army's efforts to liberate House Decimus. Restoration Army intel suggests that a lance built with long-range fire capabilities could prove advantageous on this drop. Further details will be provided on your arrival. That makes me wonder if I should run the Panther instead of the Centurion, maybe. I don't know. I think having, like, 3 mechs that can shoot and 1 to kind of shake things up would be ideal. Either way, we'll figure it out as we get ready to drop. But we're going to be rewarded 1.1 million credits for this, so that'll put me back up to around 2. I've been spending a lot on upgrades, so I am back under 1 million. And we'll be getting 4 choice salvage and then another what, 13 random salvage. So that's a pretty hefty amount. We might get a new mech out of this. We'll see. Welcome to Panzyr, Commander Muller. Lady Arano and the Restoration Army are already fighting on the planet's surface and have been for weeks. With the aid of House Decimus's ground support facilities, Miss Meyer will carry your lance through Panzyr's orbital debris field and drop you on the surface. Okay, so tell us about this debris field. It's a holdover from the Amorous Civil War. There was a great battle in orbit over Panzyr, and most of the wreckage is still there in the form of a dense field of particulate material. Navigating the field unassisted would be a formidable task. Thankfully, we have the Spaceport's control center on our side. It'll be able to guide us in and to send tugs to assist us if necessary. Are you okay with this, Sumir? She's our pilot, by the way. Oh yeah, Commander, no sweat. With the kind of navigation support I'll be getting from ground control, I could take us through this field with my eyes closed. Well, let's keep going. What happens after we are on the surface? Lady Arano wants your lance behind enemy lines. While she leads from the front, you will harass the Directorate's supply train and target valuable military hardware. She already has a target list drawn up for you. Hold that thought, Lord Madeira. Commander, I'm getting tight beam communication from the planet's surface. It's Lady Arano and it looks urgent. I'm putting it on screen now. Viking, you couldn't have arrived at a better time. Our forces on the surface desperately need your help. With the support of House Decimus, we're making our final push against the Directorate's last major stronghold. Our forces are fully committed to the attack, and we're pushing them back. But the Directorate just seized control of Panzyr's only remaining spaceport. With it, they'll be able to call down reinforcements at will. Is that the one that was supposed to be guiding us in? Did this just get a whole lot messier? I need someone to take the spaceport's control tower away from them. Viking, that someone is going to have to be you. This means that Miss Meyer will need to carry you through the debris field unassisted. I knew it. I hope her skills are up to the task. Well, this day just got more interesting, I'll say. I'm afraid there's more, Alexander. I've just received a message from Lady Centrella. There's been a major incident on Perdition. It looks like a terrorist action, a chemical attack against the port city of Harlow's Landing. Initial casualty reports suggest some 11,000 dead. Wow. Let's see. It's only a matter of time before they try to pin the blame on my people in the Federated Suns. I don't know if... that makes it sound like he's harboring kind of a little bit of resentment. Let's go with this one. 11,000 civilian deaths. This is a damn atrocity. My sentiments exactly. How have the Taurians responded? In predictable fashion. Protector Calderon is claiming the attack was an act of Davian aggression in violation of the Ares Conventions. He's already calling it the Perdition Massacre. Okay, so we would have been right had we gone with the other option. For their part, the Davians have denied all knowledge of the attack. Their denials will fall on deaf ears. Calderon won't believe anything that Hans? I don't know how to pronounce that. Hans Davian has to say. This is going to accelerate our timetable. We need to retake your throne before this situation gets any worse. If war was to erupt between the Federation and the Concordat, it could easily spill into the Reach, and we can't afford that kind of chaos. Then we better get moving. Quite right. I'll brief you more fully when you reach the planet's surface. This will be a rough drop, Viking. Bring your best, and may the gods grant you victory. We will all be counting on your success. I feel like you do that quite a lot. Like, if we fail, everybody fails. You heard the lady, Firkin. Best get to it. Meyer, I'm going to go ahead and trust that you've got this. Do me a solid and try not to scrape the leopard's paint on your way down. Yeah, I'll do my best. Okay, now we have to choose how we're going to deploy this. Let's keep you out for now. I think what I'm going to do, let's get the Panther and Decker out of there. I'm going to bump Glitch and the Vindicator to the end. We'll put Behemoth and the Shadowhawk there. I'm almost wondering if it would be better to bring Behemoth in the Orion. Because that thing has more guns. And then we could put maybe Decker in the Shadowhawk. Because the Shadowhawk, as big as it is more mobile than the Orion. They did say long range. Vindicator is essentially a sniper. Shadowhawk is like medium long range. Orion is medium-ish range. And then we of course have the Panther. The thing about the Panther is while it's a sniper, it really only has the PPC and the LRMs, and it doesn't hit very hard. So I'm almost wondering if the Centurion would be better. The Centurion still does have like a medium range engagement weapon, so it can fight at that distance. It's just obviously more effective at close range. And if they're going to be bringing long range mechs, I almost wonder if it's better to deploy a close range one of our own to give them some trouble. So let's bring the Centurion, and that's Viking's mech now, so I'm going to put him in there. And then who pilots the Orion? That's the real question here. It's got to be somebody with good shooting. Stingray would be just as good as Decker in that regard. So maybe I should bring her. She's got just as much guts. Her piloting or tactics are where she loses out here. But piloting isn't going to help her as much in the Orion. So yeah, I'll bring Stingray in the Orion then. And we'll try to level her up so that she can multi-target. Because right now, nobody can multi-target here. So, you know, what can you do? Alright, so this is going to be our team. 225 tons. That's 3 full pips on this little scale here. So, I hope we can outgun whatever they're going to throw at us. We're facing a 2 skull difficulty mission. So, I think we got this, but we'll certainly find out. Commander, I'm glad you made it. Navigating Panzyr's debris field unassisted is no small feat, even for a ship as small as a Leopard. Miss Meyer is to be commended for her skill. No sweat, Lady Arano. Just don't ask me to do it again. You won't have to. Restoration strike teams have already joined forces with the 2nd Decimus Fusiliers to engage the enemy on multiple fronts. We have them at a disadvantage, but if they manage to bring in reinforcements, we're in trouble. Viking, I need you to engage the enemy, locate their dropship control center, and destroy it. Without ground support, their ships won't be able to navigate the debris field. The Directorate's troops on the surface will be cut off, and our combined forces will sweep them away. I'm sorry to interrupt, Lady Arano, but we just intercepted a transmission from the ADV Coronach. They're requesting navigational aid. It sounds like they're on their way down. If that ship lands, our bid for this system fails. Viking, I need you to take that control center out before they touch down. The 2nd can help with that. We have a Leopard full of engineers heading your way. Commander, I'll need you to clear us a path to the Space Force security headquarters. Take out their vehicles and make us some breathing room, and we'll turn their turret defenses against them. That's the plan then. We'll use the turrets to cover your approach. As soon as we have the turrets under control, the Directorate will begin firing on them. Use that as a distraction or engage the enemy to protect them. It's your call either way. Let's see. Okay.
Good hunting, Commander. You bring down the control center and we'll handle the rest. Good luck.
So they want me to hop down here first. Kind of regretting the Orion already because I checked and you can't put jump jets on it. So unfortunately, it's going to be pretty slow going down this slope for the Orion. Okay, so we got contacts already. Commander, I'm seeing Directorate SRM carriers on radar. Recommending engaging them at long range. They'll take you apart if you let them get close. Yeah, I've faced a couple of these guys already, and I wish I had known ahead of time what kind of damage they could do. They basically have like SRM 20s on them, and they will just light you up if you get too close. I believe an SRM carrier was the reason why the Centurion was in the shop previously. Let's see, if I put you there, you can engage. Is there anywhere else you can engage from? That makes you vulnerable to too many targets. So let's put you here. That'll give you some protection against the other targets. And then we'll put everything you have into this thing. I don't know if it's necessary to fire all of those. Let's hold back some SRM-4s. You know what? Let's just make sure we get the kill. How about that? It's pretty cold out, so we're not even going to have to worry about heat, really. So, yeah. Can't take the ammo with us. And did we get it? Wow, we didn't get it. I couldn't tell if the first shot missed or not. The game kind of, you know, locked up for a second. Oh, I wish I could get you into cover. Can't quite jump you either. Glitch. If I put you there, you still have a shot on that thing. But yeah, we'll try to stick to the trees here, take them out as we can, presenting ourselves to as few shots as possible. Give it everything you have, just to be sure. These things are pretty sturdy. Good thing we fired everything, because the PPC alone wouldn't have done it. So that's one SRM carrier off the board. Now Behemoth. What happens if I sprint you to, say, here? Let's go ahead and do that. Because we can't just kind of sit where we are now. We need to keep moving forward. And I'd like to get them into cover. Don't have any great shots up on this hill anyways, so we'll just keep moving down. Let's see, that gets you in cover at the very least. Let's put you there.
Copy that, Commander.
This thing can take a couple shots. It's actually up armored from the default version. I made sure it had extra protection. We'll see if that counts for much here, but it is much more heavily armored than it would have been by default. Okay, that's just a striker. I say just, but that's basically just an LRM carrier, which means it's got more range. Ooh, that took a whole armor point off there. And we got a bulldog. I hate bulldogs. We'll probably just go stomp on the damn thing to make sure it dies. That's going to fire on the Orion. And just kind of scratch the paint. Maybe put a dent in it.
System holding.
Alright, so who's up? Them still? Another bulldog. Again, these guys have large lasers, which are the blue ones, and then a couple of LRMs. It looks like maybe a 5, possibly a 10. That didn't seem like a 10, though. And they're really concentrating their fire on Viking there, which is not good. What was that? Is that another SRM carrier? Yeah, okay, we'll have to be very careful about that one. Let's see, can you go punch one of them in the face? No. I'm pretty reluctant to charge that thing. So we'll try to snipe it with Glitch or somebody, but let's get you front and center. Actually, that's a pretty good spot. So we'll get him down to the trees. We'll try to take out that striker since we're fairly close. Should be able to bring everything to bear on it. And these, I don't believe, are as resilient as the other things we were attacking. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, those SRMs aren't really packing the punch I was kind of expecting them to.
Waiting for orders.
Behemoth, I need you to keep pushing forward. Let's get you down to, say, there.
On my way.
We'll make sure we finish the striker, and then I'll put a little bit of fire on maybe the SRM carrier. So if we were to multi-target, really the small laser's not in range of that? Huh. Well, let's call that B. I don't know that an AC-5 and a medium laser is going to be enough to kill that, though. And that's a pretty good chance. Let's commit and make sure we get the kill.
Target acquired.
Oh, okay, well we got the kill and then some. Alright, well, better safe than sorry, right?
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
We do need to hustle a little bit here. Over on the left, you may notice there is a countdown on this. So
Commander.
we only have so many turns in order to do this. That is to take this area, and then we only have so many turns to make our way over there and deal with that one. Let's push you forward. It looks like that would give you line of sight on the SRM carrier. I think this would give you better line of sight. So let's do that.
You betcha.
And we'll fire everything she has into it just to make sure that it doesn't cause us any problems. Structure exposed, and can the missiles do it? No, they can't. Alright, well, maybe Behemoth can pick that thing off from a distance.
Waiting for orders.
Or, you know, possibly Stingray. Yeah, that'll put her in line of sight, so we'll bring her weapons to bear on that, because I don't mind going and just kicking the bulldogs with our mechs. That's a little bit easier. And they pose far less of a threat at close range.
All weapons are go.
Oh, nice. Alright, that was substantial overkill. You never know with these things. You never know.
Reporting enemy vehicle removed.
Alright, well that thing's off the board. We'll see what they do now. But I'm probably just going to have Viking go step on this one. Squish it like a bug. And that one's a little bit further away, so we might have to shoot it. Oh good, the big gun missed. But yeah, we'll make pretty short work of these guys. It shouldn't take us another full round to defeat 2 bulldogs. Maybe if we sat there and traded shots with them, but... God, they just do not like him, do they? I'm worried they're going to take out his arm. Oh, give me a break. Really, a headshot? Well, go get your payback. Go step on it. This should be a one-shot kill. At worst, it'll take us 2 turns, but... Yeah, it was enough to do it. Usually it is. And then some machine gun for good measure, just to make sure. And we'll see who can get down there to finish that one off. I'm willing to bet Behemoth is in range, if not Glitch. Glitch probably isn't, but that's okay. Behemoth is. And squish. Nicely done, Commander. Lieutenant Andrus, your approach to the security HQ is clear. Roger that, Lady Arano. We'll have their turrets under friendly control in just a moment. Engage the forces guarding that control center, Viking. Let's make these turrets count. Oh, and a little bit of laser. Again, just to be sure.
One for the scrappy.
The thumbs on that Shadowhawk are really weird. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it had like underslung thumbs, if that's what they were. I don't know. Alright, so this is the Directorate now. They've taken control of our damn turrets. All units, target the turrets and destroy them before the enemy's battle mechs enter weapons range. Do it now. Alright, so we've got to push forward and be pretty aggressive here, because they're going to try to take down our turrets. That Panther is definitely something we want to target up close. It doesn't have a ton of firepower, but what it does have is very long range. We know because we have one of our own. So that's a great one for Viking to go try to slap around. They have a Jenner. Jenners are light mechs. They're pretty fast, have decent firepower on them. Bring a lot of medium lasers to bear. But I don't think we'll have too much trouble with it. So we need to sprint. Or at least you do. So start running out there. I'll probably jump jet him off of this and have him go for... Oh, they have a Centurion of their own. Well, we'll have our longer range mechs engage that one. Because obviously we want to keep him at a distance. And I wouldn't mind collecting another for myself. Ideally, we would have 2 teams of mechs that could alternate jobs. And that way, if we took significant damage in one job, we spend our time repairing that team while the other team's in deployment. So we're never wasting time waiting for a mech to get repaired. Okay, Shadowhawk's in engagement range. Let's see, we have the Panther there. She can also target these other ones with LRMs. I think we're going to focus here because she can bring more weapons to bear on that. Although... Really? Why won't you? Fine, I'll do it with Tab. 75 on the Centurion. I like the idea of being able to fire our AC-5, so even though it's less likely to connect, let's go ahead and put this on the Panther. The Panther is also pretty lightweight, so we're more likely to do good damage on that. Did she hit? I couldn't tell. Well, at least we shaved some evasion off of it and did a little bit of armor damage. Okay. Oh, they have a trebuchet as well. This thing is incredibly long range. And I think that's another turret down. Yeah. The nice thing, though, is the turrets are going to draw their fire. Oh, there's 2 turrets down. But they won't be shooting at me if they're shooting at the turrets. So there is that. I'd like to keep some of the turrets alive, but I can be a little bit more aggressive knowing that they're going to be focusing on those first. Ah, damn. She's going to have to, like, sprint to here and then jump down or something. And then it kind of robbed me of a few turns here. At least I think it did. Because we were on, like, 12 and all of a sudden we were on 10. Or we were actually on 13 and it jumped us to 12. And now we're on 10. So I think it robbed us of a couple turns. Let's see. You don't have direct line of sight on anything over there. So I'm going to sprint. Try to get you guys closer. We're just not in a great place up here. As we kind of wind our way down that road, we should have a lot more targets. We just need to keep in mind that they will be targeting us probably before we start targeting them, because... Oh man, they have a dragon too? How many mechs do they have? So I don't think we'll be able to rescue any of these turrets. We're outnumbered and outgunned. All we can really do is close distance and take those guns away from them. But that's going to take time. And these turrets don't have a whole lot of time. Oh, there's machine gun turrets? You gotta be kidding. Okay, at least that has a large laser. And, oh, that looked like a PPC shot to the back. Man, that trebuchet's getting wrecked right now. Ignore the turrets and concentrate your fire on those battle mechs. We must protect the control center. If our reinforcements can't land, we're all dead. Now fight for the directorate. Okay, now they're getting wise. Okay, so Panther's up first. Probably the Jenner after that, since they're both light mechs. He's going to brace himself in the cover of those trees. What's the Jenner going to do? Nothing? Let's see. Viking, I need you continuing to sprint forward. You're going to be pretty exposed here, but you're going to be exposed until you're, you know, in the enemy's face, so you just need to move. And once you close the distance, you should be a lot safer. If they were smart, they'd try to get their Centurion on mine. But I don't know that they're going to be wise enough to do that. Let's see. I'm going to put you here because that gives you a couple of options. Actually, several options. Although, that also gives them a lot of different ways to attack her. So we have direct line of sight there. We also have direct line of sight here. And possibly direct line of sight on the trebuchet. All I can hit that with are my LRMs. Same with their, what do you call it, their Centurion. Good chance to hit with the AC-5 though, and the LRMs there. And worse on that one. So let's cycle back to the Panther. That seems like the best opportunity we have.
Locking on.
Looks like all those connected with the right arm, which is the main gun arm. And most of those landed, although it didn't do much. Let's see, they're targeting this sniper turret, and that was just, well, a little bit more than enough to kill it. And that one survived, although one more hit's going to put it down. Glitch, I need you to start hopping. I mean, that's less than ideal, but you kind of have to do that. If you just moved, it'd be the same. Okay, so that's not super useful. We'll put you there then. And we'll see what she can target with her long-range guns. She's probably the longest range mech that we have. So the Panther, definitely Jenner, and the Centurion. Let's see about you first. 75 and 70. 80 and, or 60 and 75. Well, of the three, that's the best option, so. Really? That thing just like dissipated in midair. At least some of the missiles connected. It must have hit something here, it just didn't look like it. And is that another one, or have we seen this one already? Because if we're fighting... Hold on, let's try to count this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it should be 5, right?
Commander?
Again, should be, being the operative word there. Let's push her up where she can see some of these targets. We'll start engaging. I don't know if this is a good distance to keep her at. We'll see what her percentages look like. And it might be worth just kind of holding her here. No, we should definitely get closer. 55, 55. Well, looks like Panther again.
Taking the shot.
And that connected. Are these going to connect? Yes, and a structure exposed. Also a head hit. Nice. So we injured the pilot. Getting close to being able to knock that thing down, but it's actually standing up to our fire pretty impressively, given that it's a light mech. We got a dragon trading fire with us. Who's this going after? Viking? Should have known. Not very accurate fire there, luckily. And it's the turret's turn again. Yep, keep hitting that trebuchet for me. Be great if we could blow some limbs off of it. Oh, somebody got sensor lock too. I love that they're all focusing on the trebuchet. But yeah, I think we are fighting 6-on-4 right now. But at least we have the turrets. And I'm probably going to have Viking just start beating the crap out of this thing, because it's charging right at us. So I'm going to run up to it, maybe give it a full volley of SRMs at very close range, and then just start punching it. Yeah. I knew that was going to happen eventually. They just love shooting him. Well, get up there and start hitting it. Or do we do the SRMs first? Just go fight it. You should have a huge advantage in melee combat. Nice. Took out a leg. And a knockdown. Cool. Again, that machine gun is extremely effective when structure is exposed. It has a really high chance to crit when that happens. And so if he punches something, exposes the structure, and then follows it up with that, there's a really good chance he'll do something nasty. And that's sort of what happened there. Oh, still targeting him. Didn't do much there, though. Yeah. Nothing we can do about it right now.
Standing by.
Behemoth, keep moving up. Let's see. I kind of want you to keep shooting that Panther. But none of these spots are going to give you very good line of sight on it unless you move back. Which seems ill-advised. We'll move you up. How about that? We're going to move you up. Maybe I'll have you target the trebuchet if you have a good line of sight on it. Possibly the dragon. And I think the Orion's going to have to deal with the Panther because we just can't really get a line of sight on it. I mean, technically we do, but we could potentially hit this. Plus, I don't feel like that thing's that big of a threat right now. 85, 75? Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Roger.
And, oh, nice. Took out a leg. Can we do a little bit more? Ooh, a knockdown. Great. So that's 2 mechs that won't be able to attack us right away. Plus another injury. Well, I say another, but that's the first one on him, I believe. Or it, I should say. And, oh, a hunchback. Well, we'll want to be in close range with that thing as well.
What can I do for you?
Luckily, they brought a bunch of long-range mechs, and my close-range mechs are getting pretty close.
Moving out.
Like, my Shadowhawk will do better in melee combat than their Panther will, so even if I have to charge that thing, we should be alright. You don't have really direct line of sight on anybody except for the dragon, do you? Let's see. You could do a called shot over there with the LRMs, but that seems kind of a waste. We also have another one here. Yeah, I like the idea of bringing your PPC to bear on that thing. And, oh, it missed. Was that 70, 75%, and she still whiffed it? Kind of lame. This thing's back up before we really got to do much. Oh, but the turret's going to shoot it. Oh, no, sorry, it's going the other way. It shot the turret. How many turrets are there left? 2? Looks like 2.
Standing by.
Can you engage from right there? Not directly. Keep moving up.
Ordnance received.
The closer we get, the more at a disadvantage they are with their long-range weapons. Although, Some of ours are long range as well. But we have a lot of medium range weapons too. Let's see. We could probably just like nuke that thing. Unfortunately, she can't split targets, so the LRMs are kind of wasted there. But I think she kind of has to do this, because if she doesn't do it now, that thing will get up before anybody else gets a chance to. Because she's last in initiative, that thing will be first. Or that, or the Panther will be first, but either way, it's their mechs, so we won't be able to do anything. I could try to shoot the head, but let's go for a better chance with the body.
Firing.
And please kill it, or do something significant. I mean, that definitely hurt it. It's still capable of fighting, though. And if that pilot has an additional injury, then it still has 2 left. So either 1 or 2, either way, the pilot's still in action. Oh, took out the left arm. Luckily, the left arm has no armament on it. It's just kind of there.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Okay. Turret's turn. We've got a couple left. Looks like a long or a large laser. Didn't do a whole lot there. And the other one's firing at the downed mech and missed both shots. Probably would have been better just going for the trebuchet.
Clock is ticking and that dropship is getting close. I'd recommend that you prioritize targeting the control center, Commander.
I'm trying. You have me fighting.
Stability lost.
Ah, crap. Well, they just downed Viking.
Detected mech warrior injury.
They really love their focus firing.
Ready for orders.
Go make sure that thing doesn't get up.
Heading out.
I thought for sure it would go before us, but I guess not. There we go. So there's 1 down. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go and 5 mechs in front of us. I don't know how they really expected us to do this. They have us fighting superior numbers. It's not like I can just ignore them. Especially since they're long-range mechs. They'd be shooting me the entire time. And, oh, please don't kill him.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal
Yeah.
damage.
Okay, well,
Waiting for orders.
can't be helped. Let's get you moving again.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
And what can we do from right here? We got the Hunchback, we got the Panther. It might be better to light up the Panther. We stand to do more damage to that than anything else. Left arm's destroyed, but that doesn't mean a whole lot because the main gun is on the right arm. And that thing's just kind of hanging out over here. Honestly, if it wants to stay out of the fight, I really don't mind. Trebuchet's going to unload on somebody. Probably Viking, yeah. They love to do that. Oh, no.
Harder now.
Well, that's not good. Viking's down. He's not dead, though.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see. Keep pushing forward. You're going to be more deadly at close range than they will. And we still have time. We just need to be very methodical about this. Let's put the Panther out of the fight. Really? I just don't understand how they can miss such high chances so consistently. I should have fired the missiles as well. And with Viking down, we can't, charge them in melee anymore. That's not really an effective option. I mean, we could still go try to beat up the Trebuchet and the Panther, but I don't know how much that's going to work for us. Oh, nice. Come on, kill it. Damn. Well, that thing's really roughed up, and we haven't had to do much. Let's see, it's going to hide. Fire at the Shadowhawk. I'll see if the Shadowhawk can go smack it around a little bit.
Good to go.
Yeah, you're up first, so what do we have here? That's the Panther. Yeah, go melee that thing. You should be able to kill it.
Targeting
That's
physical attack.
really... Oh, man. That thing had like no evasion, and it still ducked out of the way. Well, it has none now. Like literally 0. Their Centurion still doesn't know what to do. Oh, no, it does. It made its way all the way around to fire at the Vindicator. Yikes.
Took a heavy hit there.
Alright, well, can you return the favor? Let's see what you can do, although... I mean, she could potentially kill the Panther. But everything's in range here.
Got it.
It didn't do a whole lot. But she is now considered braced because she didn't move. Trebuchet is going to fire a volley at the Shadowhawk. Oh, come on. I really don't like the way structure exposed in this game works. It just doesn't make sense. We have so much armor on these mechs, but they managed to break through it before we even have a significant, you know, armor loss. So it's almost like, why bother bringing so much armor if it's going to get penetrated on like the first or second hit? It almost seems like you should just ditch armor and bring more guns because you're more likely to be successful that way. How good are you in melee? Pretty good because you're a heavy mech. How do I rotate the camera again? No, don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. Okay, so you could shoot that thing, or you can just run up there and hit it. That would get you in cover. Let's go ahead and do it. And technically you're attacking from behind. That didn't do a whole lot, though. Another one might knock it down, though. That would be useful. And we still have 6 turns to destroy the dropship control center. Unfortunately, we still have, what, 5 mechs in our way? That was all focused on the Shadowhawk. Luckily, it was front armor. Probably could have done more damage to the Orion, but they were trying to go for the... Oh, come on, you gotta connect with those. Turrets, don't fail me. You've been doing so well. Great, so the Panther's gonna shoot somebody. Probably try to run away. Yeah. Well, it missed with the PPC. It's too close to be effective with those weapons. Okay, glitch. What can you do from your current position? You can keep firing there.
Affirmative.
I mean, everything hit. It's not doing a whole lot. Eventually that'll kill it, but we don't have time to like sit there and shoot back and forth. Okay, so it just showed us its back. Oh, but it sensor locked her. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Let's stay on this guy.
Heading out.
I need you to kill it. There it is. Okay. So the Panther's down. That still leaves the Centurion, the Hunchback, the Dragon, and the Trebuchet. Although the Trebuchet is near death. But the turrets suddenly became a lot less competent, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that thing is messed up. Okay, what's the Hunchback doing? I think it's trying to gain some distance because it realized it can't really fire much when we're that close. The Hunchback is pretty long range. It's got a lot of LRMs, and it can't use them at this range.
I'm here.
Let's see. I'm just gonna have you point blank something. Everything you got. That did pretty well. I was hoping we'd destroy something, but I mean that wasn't terrible at all, so I'll take it. Looks like the Dragon's trying to get some distance too. It's gonna keep firing at the Shadowhawk. And that didn't do a whole lot.
Armor breach. Internal.
Yeah, it was already breached. Relax. Turrets, do some magic for me. Hit it in the back. Surprised this thing's still up at this point. We have other turrets. I don't know why they're not firing. Maybe the enemy is too close to them. I think they should have a minimum range. And ouch. I might just ignore that guy and have her jump over there. Because he's kind of far away and not really, you know, all that geared toward range combat. So if I can just kind of maneuver around him and focus my efforts on these other mechs, it might get us done a little bit quicker. Oh, I thought she was jumping. You didn't sprint, did you? Okay, good. There's the Hunchback. That's the Dragon. Trebuchet is way out there. All she could fire is the LRM. Why isn't the PPC in range? We'll mess that thing up then. Oh, knockdown, nice. We'll go stomp on it, kind of jump up and down, make sure it stays down. And then we will start hustling toward the target, which we may not have enough time left to destroy. Because I don't know how many hits it's going to take or what we have to do. Okay, Behemoth. I'm going to have you start being real aggressive here. Probably going to regret that. That dragon's going to do something real shady, I bet. Where is the target, by the way? Right there. Okay. A couple rounds of LRMs could probably handle that. But we need to get eyes on it first, and that's going to be the harder part. Come on, kill it. Ah. Let's see, what are you up to? Oh, you're getting back up already? And what's it going to do now? I can't see. I can't see through this down Panther. I think it tried to melee the Orion and missed. Alright, who's up? My turn. Stingray.
Commander.
I could put you behind. Like, where's your front? Oh, did you try to, like, kick us backwards? Or, oh, that's... Never mind. It tried to get behind me. So if you were to attack that thing, can I maneuver you in behind it? No. In that case, let's maneuver you in behind it, say, like, here. And no, I can't turn you far enough. Then what if I put you there? Yeah, that's going to open us up to getting shot in the back. But I'd honestly prefer the Orion take some more hits rather than the Shadowhawk. And that'll allow her to unload a full volley into the back of this thing.
Firing on rear arc.
And we destroyed an AC-20.
Reporting
Or,
critical hit.
I don't know that we destroyed it, but we critted it. I thought that would do more, though. Again, that thing's structure exposed, and we shot it straight in the back. And, oh, we just got meleeed in the back.
I'm under heavy fire.
You're fine. You're like the only one whose mech isn't falling apart. Alright, at least one of those connected. And all three of those connected. Oh, yes, finally. Finally, so the trebuchet's down.
Commander, we're almost out of time. We can't afford to let enemy reinforcements land. You need to
Hey.
bring down that control center.
You have been zero help for this entire thing, so don't complain to me. Like, she threw us in here against, like, overwhelming numbers, and was just like, hey, do this for us. What happens if I sprint you? She still can't see it. You know what? Just go for it. Suicide mission. She's just going to try to get up there and blast the thing. But she'll probably need to jump up there or something, because she can't see it through the walls and the mountain and whatever. It would really suck if she got taken out, though, because I don't think we'd be able to get anybody else over there. Alright, that thing's trying to hide. And that's kind of a strange choice, given the positioning of my Vindicator.
Affirmative.
We'll jump her up onto that platform and unload into the Hunchback's back. Yeah.
All weapons are go.
How'd we do? Not great. That is rough. I mean, that thing is technically a heavy mech, so it makes sense to be resilient, but that thing is a lot more resilient than I was expecting. And there's structure exposed on my Orion. That's also a knockdown.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
And they're probably just gonna like shoot the thing over and over again.
I'm wounded.
You'll be fine. Well, it's her turn, so at least she can get right back up. And let's see.
Gain footing. Good to go.
I don't... There's like no good place to put you because that Centurion is starting to flank us. Do that.
Location confirmed.
Because at least then it'll have to move to hit you. And you can still unload on this guy.
Taking the shot.
Kill it. God. The thing is so resilient. Alright, a couple hits on the dragon there for not a whole lot of damage. 2 rounds left to destroy that thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it. Going after the Vindicator once more. Luckily, a lot of that missed. Otherwise, we would have been in real trouble there. And Behemoth, you need to make some magic happen right now. Let's see. How close can you move? How close can you jump? Okay, so you have to sprint to get there. I think that's a better spot because that would give her the opportunity to use more of her weapons.
Going full speed.
I may regret not moving her closer, but she is like a medium range engagement mech, so I think this is a better distance. If we put her right on top of it, she won't be able to use the LRMs, and she's going to need everything to kill this thing in one shot. Because if we don't, we're screwed. And, oh, good thing you missed. At least with some of those. It did just show it's back to my Vindicator, so...
Good to go.
Glitch. See what you can do here. Ooh, overheat, really? Well, forget the LRMs. That did not do much. To be honest, it seems like the sniper mechs are not that useful. At those ranges, LRMs seem to be a lot more consistent. The PPC just does not hit hard enough to really have much of an impact on the battle. And for the amount of heat it builds up and the rate that it fires at, it just does not seem that worthwhile. Let's see. What if I were to get you into cover like there and pivot? No. We don't want them shooting her in the back armor, so I need to get her turned around. But none of these spots are really going to allow her to do that. Yeah, that's not going to work. Really? None of these? Okay, that's better than nothing. At least we'll be able to continue engaging the Hunchback. Okay, so everything you have, minus the LRMs. Still not doing much. Even with structure exposed, we're barely chipping points off that thing. Those didn't even get close. And alright, that one's gonna do a little bit of damage. Although not much. 1 round to kill this thing. Centurion's gonna come in and attack the Orion. Luckily it's on the front armor, so that it didn't do a lot. Just hang in there. Hang in there, you'll be fine.
Standing by.
Okay. What can you do to this? Well, everything you have.
Target confirmed.
Please kill it, please kill it, please kill it. Are you serious? It has like 1 HP. Wait. You did get it, okay. Oh, thank God. It looked like it had like 1 HP left. Well done, Commander. Miss Meyer, are you inbound? Roger that, Lady Rano. I'm marking an LZ on your screen. Commander, proceed to the designated coordinates for evac. Yeah, but we still have to do like a fighting retreat here, which I don't think is going to go over well. So we have to get to there. It's going to be difficult to get the Orion out of this situation.
Commander, I'm hit.
You'll be fine. Okay, so glitch. No, don't do that. Try to kill that thing. Shoot. Alright, well that's probably better anyways. It still didn't do much. I don't know how we're gonna get them out of here. They had way too much firepower and way too much durability here. She's gonna get meleeed. Oh no, it's gonna fire at us. Well, I could try sprinting her or something, but she's gonna have to go all the way around. Oh great, now your structure exposed. Okay, well, Stingray,
Commander.
you can't even sprint at this point. Go ahead and move to, say, there, and you can't pivot. I wish you could move and then order a melee, because I'd love to just like punch these guys in the back, but I don't think you can do that.
Order acknowledged.
Oh no, we did it, and I'm pretty sure I clicked the right one. Oh no, okay, it didn't work. But you can't melee them now, so you have to shoot at that thing.
Copy that.
Yeah, well, I don't know that we're gonna be able to get her out of there. At least those connected. Still not enough to kill that hunchback, though. Nothing we do seems to be enough to kill that hunchback. Centurion's on the move again. It looks like it's trying to flank. Yep. Luckily, that hit a leg.
Can't take many more of those.
Okay, Behemoth.
Commander.
I need you hustling. Let's see, what does that do for me? You know what? Yeah, do that.
Moving out.
We'll start moving her toward the evac zone, but kind of firing as we go. Because they've kind of started ignoring her, and we can't allow them to get away with that. Only the LRMs are going to be in range there. Yeah, let's make sure we're firing that AC-5, because she has a really good AC-5.
Confirmed.
It'd be a waste if we weren't using it. Although it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot for us.
Reporting internal damage.
Okay, glitch is up. I don't want you sprinting, but I do need you starting to move. Problem is, I'd rather just shoot that thing in the back. Like everything she has.
Firing everything I've got.
It might knock it down even. No, unfortunately. We did do some good damage though. Okay, so who's up? The dragon? Dragon's gonna probably just unload point blank on the Orion. Nope, it's going after the Vindicator.
Can't
Or at
take
least
any more hits like that.
with that shot it did. And then the Shadowhawk. Ooh, that actually kind of hurt.
Reporting internal damage.
Although it is showing us its back, which is probably not a great idea for them.
Reading you.
Let's sprint you to here. Since that's probably my only chance to get you out of that, like, scrum that you're stuck in. Plus it puts something between you and the enemy. Oh, come on. Come on, turrets, you gotta bail me out. Nice. Finally, we kill that thing. God, that took so much firepower. Okay, so there's Centurions on the move. It's going to fire at the Orion. Luckily, all of that hit the terrain. Or at least it looked like it did. Some of it clipped through. Okay, so maybe one of them did get through.
Commander?
Yeah, I need you to start moving. That would be great.
Right, Commander.
And I'm going to have you shoot that thing. Skip the LRM so you don't overheat.
Firing on target.
God, kill it. Kill it or knock it down or do something.
Commander.
And let's see, I need you hustling this way.
On my way.
We'll probably, on the next turn, sprint the Vindicator in here. And then the Shadowhawk can just kind of step over. Or maybe the Shadowhawk can step over, fire. And then, I don't know that you're going to make it in turn, though. I like that. I like those odds better than the odds of us doing any damage to the dragon, so.
Acknowledged.
Oh, we destroyed a heat sink. I don't know that that's going to matter. We did get a knockdown, though? Yeah, cool. Got the knockdown. I'm almost wondering if we're better off just fighting for the victory here, because it's going to be hard to get them out of here in time. And we've narrowed them down to 1.5 mechs, essentially. It's just that dragon's going to take so much firepower to defeat. Ah, crap. It's like really hell-bent on killing that Orion. Maybe we should just try to get out.
I'm here.
Yeah, I wish you could... Like, you can pick where you set up to melee, but if you're adjacent like this, you can't. You have to just sit there and trade hits. Which isn't going to go over very well for her, I'm afraid. So, let's see. If I move you to, like, there, you can at least fire on the thing.
Move order received.
You're still in your, evac zone.
Roger. Target
And you're more likely to do damage with this. Well, at least structure exposed, and maybe the turrets will come in and help us out. God, it would have been so great if they killed that. Come on, do it! Do it! Oh, so close.
ready for orders.
Let's see, what if I put you, like, right here? No, that's too close for you. That might be better. You know what? No. This would be better.
Affirmative.
So she's in the evac zone. Square shot on the dragon's rear armor. Gonna unload everything we have. Or at least everything we can.
Target lock on 6.
Right leg's out. Oh, a knockdown. Nice. We could possibly win this. And that would give us a whole bunch of dragon parts, too. If we're able to defeat that thing.
Waiting for orders.
I wonder if you could get the kill with a melee here. Let's see. I'm going to put you there and have you do that. Just go stomp the damn thing. And maybe you can stomp the head.
On my way.
It should be, like, almost dead. Just kill it. Thank you. Okay. Centurion's out of the fight. So now we just have a down dragon to deal with. Whew. God, this battle, though, I swear.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, I'm glad you went first. Alright. Step on it. Finish him. Sweep the leg. Yes! Head destroyed, lethal damage on the pilot. I think that means we get 3 dragon scrap as well. Alright, so now we just need to get Glitch into the area. So yeah, sprint. Oh, she's so close. Sure, just do that.
Right, Commander.
Do yourself a favor, back up against this. Make sure you're still in the area, but put something behind you, and you just brace.
Taking a protective stance.
Okay, and then Glitch. Just walk on in and we're good.
Coordinates received.
And that should be mission complete. Poor Viking. He barely got to take part in that. The girls pulled it off, though. They were fighting like, what, 5-on-3, and we still managed to succeed? And we didn't just get out of there. We actually defeated all the enemy mechs. That's done it. All communication between the spaceport and the Directorate's reinforcement fleet just went down. Ground control, this is the Koronok. We've lost you. Nav support is offline. Where are the damn tugs? And then they crash. Without ground support, their dropships won't be able to make planetfall. They'll be torn to pieces if they try. Congratulations, Viking. Panzyr is as good as ours. And we have you to thank for it. Long live House Decimus, and long live the Arano Restoration.
Mission successful.
Oh man, that was an ordeal. Okay, so we were successful on all counts, and for destroying the entire garrison, we got an additional 50% of our contract paid to us, so that 1.1 million turned into 1.7 million, which I am certainly happy to accept. Our relations with the Arano Restoration continue to increase, albeit not by very much, and our rep with the Mercenary Review Board continue to increase as well. So she says, "Excellent work, Commander. I was right to put my faith in you. You're a critical part of the restoration effort." Yeah, we knew that. We knew that. You make us do all the hard stuff, so we assumed as much. So Viking and Stingray are going to be out for a while, as are their mechs, unfortunately. Luckily, the one body part on that thing that mattered survived. So his right arm with the really expensive gun on it didn't take any damage. Although the center torso with the jump jets, left arm, and the right leg are gone. That's fine. Those are easy things to replace. We have a bunch of those parts. On the Orion, unfortunately, we lost the LRM-15, which is kind of an expensive thing. The medium lasers are a dime a dozen, though. I have a ton of those. And then let's see. On you, damage, but no destroyed limbs or anything. So we're not going to lose any hardware there. Just have to kind of patch things up. And same on the Vindicator. And then both Behemoth and Glitch are completely unscathed. So they'll be able to run the next mission. That seems to be a running theme. They just never get injured. I don't think they've missed a single mission. Whereas, like, Viking has been out, I believe, twice now. And Decker's been out here and there because every time I put him in a light mech, he nearly gets killed. Alright, so we get to pick our salvage here. We get 4 choices and then another 13 random ones. So we could get an entire Hunchback, an entire Dragon, or an entire Trebuchet. That is such a difficult call. Dragon's a 60 tonner. The Hunchback is a 50. Let's see. So let's read the descriptions on these guys. So Dragon 1N. Dragon 1N is a beefy machine that can take a serious beating but tends to be a bit light on weaponry. It moves fast for a heavy mech, though, which makes it well suited to closing for melee attacks against slower targets. So it's just like a bigger Centurion, essentially. It seems like it's pretty generalist. Everything is in like the mid-range. I think the Hunchback is sort of the opposite. So the Hunchback 4G is a tried and tested juggernaut on the field, one of the lightest mechs to mount such a massive autocannon. It's capable of destroying some lighter units in a single volley. It tends to mount heavy armor to boot. Oh, that's tough. That Hunchback gave us such difficulty, but the Dragon is a heavier mech. I just don't know. That's such a hard call. And we could get a Trebuchet as well. But the Trebuchet is a medium mech, and I feel like I should be running heavy mechs. Because every time we come up against one, they're so hard to deal with. I kind of want to grab that AC-20 as well. Actually, if there's an LRM-15, we should snag that. No, there isn't. That's pretty good. This is pretty good too. Oh, I could put that on the Centurion. That would be useful. Any other like really good things? Another really good SRM-6. Tonnage is 3 on that though. And the tonnage on this is only what, 2? So, I mean, I could run 2 SRM-6s and get rid of some ammo, but then we'd eat through that ammo a lot more quickly. because we'd have half the ammo and we'd be firing additional shots. So it's hard to say how I should load that out. God, I just don't know. It's so difficult. I want them both. I think I'm gonna take the dragon. It's a heavier mech and it says it moves pretty well. So it might be better to run a dragon than a Centurion. Or this could be the centerpiece of our B team or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna take the dragon. I'm sure you guys are probably gonna have something to say in the comments. Maybe I made the wrong choice here, but I don't know. I think they're both good. It's just obviously like hard to pick one over the other. An additional 2 damage, or do we want 2 damage? Ah, man. I think I'm going to take the SRM 4++, because I can add that to my Centurion along with the 6++. It'll still be shooting 10 shots and I won't take on any additional weight, which means that I can still bring that extra rack of ammo. So yeah, I think we're going to do this. We'll get an entire dragon, the SRM 4+, and then potentially we could still get the Hunchback through the 13 random pieces. It might even be worth dropping this and grabbing one of those just to be sure that happens. I think I'm going to do that. Because if we're guaranteed one, there's a pretty good chance that we might get 2 in here. So let's do that. We got it. We got it. Yes. So we got 3 for the dragon, 3 for the Hunchback, 1 piece of the trebuchet. So maybe we face those more often than the other 2, so we might be able to get those still. Still got the SRM 4++ too, and then a bunch of SRM 6 ammo that I didn't, or no, a bunch of SRM 6s. Excuse me, not the ammo. And we got an LRM 10, which I guess is nice because we did just lose a 15. So if nothing else, we can replace it with that and just give it another weapon or something. But yeah, I mean, this worked out as good as I could have hoped. We got 2 full heavy mechs out of it. We've done it, Viking. Thanks to your efforts, the Restoration Army has broken the Directorate's hold on Panzyr. Lord Pierre-Louis Decimus has already pledged his house and his systems to my service. The Restoration is growing just as we hoped it would. And with his support, you gain territory, soldiers, and a bolstered supply chain. Not a bad deal for you, Lady Arano. Or for House Decimus, the Directorate took a scorched earth approach to Panzyr's farmland. Without our ongoing support, the people here would starve. I am not my uncle, Darius. The Restoration gives as much as it takes. And your people will love you for it. That's for them to decide. Either way, I'll continue feeding them for as long as they need it. I meant what I said when we liberated Weldry. These people are my responsibility, and I will help them no matter the cost. I believe her. I feel like she genuinely is for the people and not about herself. She definitely thinks it's, you know, like her right to be in this position, but she seems to take that as a responsibility and not as like a privilege, which is the sign of a good leader. She definitely thinks that like her duty to her people is more important than, you know, her right to sit on a particular chair or whatever. It's a victory to be sure. But we're still a long way from Cormadir, and Director Espinosa has only just begun to marshal his forces. Things are going to get a lot more difficult as we push forward towards Smitham? Sure. The Directorate's military capabilities appear to be way out of line with our initial estimates. Somehow, they've gained access to weapons and battle mechs that are totally foreign to the Oregon Reach. Or the Oregon Reach, as she says it. Where do you think all this hardware is coming from? We don't know. House Espinosa has always had contacts in the inner sphere. Lady Victoria's personal battle mech is a prototype model that's almost impossible to find outside the Draconis Combine. But this radical new military buildup is something else entirely. Wherever these weapons are coming from, it's a recent development, and a troubling one. Hey, Lord Madeira. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's something here that you may want to see. Actually, you may all want to see this. I found something Strange on the Argo's nav computer. I'm gonna need some clarification on that, Doctor. Well, I appear to have stumbled onto an encrypted data archive. Somebody hid it away in the Argo's secondary storage drive. That's just my best guess, mind you. Starlink era encryption software isn't really my area of expertise. My father spent years trying to figure out how to get the Argo back to Argon space in one piece. He was obsessed with that ship. He felt that it was important somehow. And now, this. I want that archive open, Dr. Murad. I need to know what's inside. With all due respect, Lady Arano, whatever's on that drive was sealed away for a reason. I've heard enough stories about lost tech treasure. What's lost tech? Like lost technology? Referring to advanced technology from the Starlink era that can no longer be replicated with a modern industrial base. Factories and research facilities were favorite targets in the early centuries of the succession wars and efforts to deny weapons technology to one's enemies, but the result was an overall loss of technology for everyone. Okay, so it's like lost technology. They just fused it into a word. I forget what... There's a word for that. Anyway, treasure hunting to know that it's a bad idea. So why don't we just leave it... or leave well enough alone? No, it's going to be like a super badass battle mech that we get or something, watch. Because this archive could contain something of value. And because, as I previously mentioned, I have a personal connection with this ship. I believe this discovery is meant to lead us somewhere, and I intend to follow it. Let's see. I mean, he's got a point. Although I like to, I don't like being on this like strict mercenary contract basis. Like we were effectively part of her royal guard before under Mastiff, and now we're working like with her directly. She's on our ship. It's not like we're just being given contracts here and there. So I feel like our relationship's a little bit closer than that. Yeah, I'm going to agree with her. I think it's going to be a really badass mech. I feel like it's going to be the one that they keep showing in all the like media coverage of the game with like the skull on it, the one that sort of looks like the logo. I feel like it's going to be that. That's just my guess though. I honestly don't know. I'm not like, playing ahead of you guys or anything. So it's a Starlink era data archive. Of course we should try and open it. Damn right we should. You don't just leave money on the table. Anyone can tell you that. Thankfully, we can follow this lead and pursue our campaign against the Directorate at the same time. The liberation of House Carossus on Smithen is already the Restoration's next objective, and Lord Simon Carossus was High Lord Tamati's chief technologist. Securing the help we need will cost us nothing that we weren't already planning to pay. Okay, easy enough. Perhaps this is all just coincidence, Miss Meyer, but I cannot help seeing the hand of fate at work here. Mastiff taught me to pay heed to my intuition, and that's what I intend to do. So why would he be able to open this archive? Because he knows Lost Tech better than anyone in the Reach. In the days of my father's reign, whatever scraps of forgotten technology were rediscovered in the Reach, they'd be taken to Smithen for cataloging and study. If there are answers to be found, we'll find them with him. Well, that's the plan then. After we liberate Smithen, we'll have an audience with Lord Carossus. Yes, Viking. And shortly thereafter, we will see if my father's intuition about the Argo was justified. As before, I will contact you when we're ready to move on Smithen. For now, I'll take my leave of you. I have nobles to placate and an army to rally, and you have your own contracts to pursue, I'm sure. Yes, we do, Lady Arano. We'll keep busy just as you asked us to. You all heard her. We've got some time before the next leg of the Restoration's offensive, and our client wants us to make the most of it. Time is money, so let's get back to work. Let's see. Lady Arano's people scoured the spaceport and found the jackpot, Commander. Decommissioned Griffins, lots of them. They'll never get them working with the repair facilities they've got, but between my team and the Argo's mech bay, I think we might. You can find them in the shop here on Panzyr, so we have to buy them, but we can buy a bunch of Griffins, which I think are effectively Centurions, but geared toward range combat. Okay, so now that the story is over, we're going to end it here. I am exhausted, my throat is so raw, and my voice is starting to go. So, we're going to take a break, and I'll come back with some more, I guess, just like side missions next time. We're going to have to do quite a few, because Viking is out for, oh geez, does that say 84 days? Jesus. Oh, man. I hope that's a 6, and it's just difficult to distinguish on my screen. But either way, that's going to be pretty rough. So we're going to have to kill a lot of time before now and the next story mission. And we'll get to try out some new mechs, I think, along the way. So thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Battletech with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.